morning. My informative speech will be on diabetes or living with diabetes as an adult. I know some people may know of a person or someone in their family who has diabetes or have heard nurses, doctors talk about symptoms of diabetes or, um, just altogether explain what diabetes was. Now, I am a type 1 diabetic. I started off, I would say, maybe I was 13 in middle school. Um, I had this horrible, horrible pain in my stomach. It's just pain that would not go away. Um, so I know my mom, she came and got me from school, and I went to the hospital, and um, they ran some tests, and they admitted me and kept me overnight, to see how I was doing. And my pediatric doctor, she came in to the room, and she told me that I was a diabetic. Sorry about that, but she said that I was a diabetic. Um, so, with that being said, it is very important that you get your kids checked. You have to keep them, you have to keep their health up to par, especially now with, the coronavirus going around and everything. Um, let's see. Diabetes is one of the most deadliest diseases of all time. I would say that it's right up under cancer, um, or right above cancer. It's something that I have to deal with every day of my life for the rest of my life. My family does too, so I have it on both sides of my family. My mom's side and my dad's side has diabetes, so of course I was gonna get it sooner or later. Um, Now believe it or not, a lot of people may not know this, but according to I think it's the ADA. Yes, according to the ADA, in 2018, 34.2 million Americans, or 10.5% of the population, has diabetes. Well, had diabetes, I should say. Now, out of that 34.2 million, 7.3 million were diagnosed, and no, I take that back. I'm sorry. 2 point, I think it was what, 26.8 million were diagnosed and 7.3 million were undiagnosed. I'm sorry about that. So that falls into the category of having pre-diabetes as well. I know a lot of people will go to the doctor. I have a friend of mine. She's not pregnant, and she has to go to this certain specialist. I had to go to the specialist as well too because I was pregnant with my kids, and I'm a diabetic. She found out months before, I say maybe last year or year before last, that she was borderline diabetic. So she was a pre-diabetic. Now, when you're pregnant, some people will develop gestational diabetes, some will not. In my case, I did not because I'm already a diabetic, so I had to go to I had to go to 3 different doctors. I had to go to my OBGYN, I had to go to my diabetes management clinic, and I had to go to another doctor here in Georgia. So diabetes will, a lot of people may know this or may not know, but it messes with your vision, your limbs, of course your organs, especially your heart. Your heart it will damage it. very, very bad, and your kidneys. It will cause you to have some form of heart disease. I'm not sure of which heart disease, but it will cause you to have some form of heart disease. Um, I also learned during my research, um, that with having diabetes, you can actually refrain from having type 1. Now, the difference between type 1 and type 2. Type 2, you will be taking the pill. You will check your sugar like you would normally do, and you would, take your pill every day, controlling your blood sugar, Now, as for me, I went years without taking medication. From the time I was 13 to 19, I started back taking meds when I was 19. And see, in a way, it's my fault because I didn't ask my mom for any medication, I should say, or she stopped taking me to my appointments. But from 13 to 19, I was not taking any medication, and I started to develop these dark spots in my hands, on the palm of my hands, and on the bottom of my feet. So I went to my grandparents' doctor, and she prescribed me this insulin that I should take, and I started taking it every day, and now my hands are no longer spotted, so I don't have any spots. That's a blessing. Yeah, diabetes can, it can mess up your entire body. And every day that I wake up, I am thankful because I'm blessed to see another day, and I have to live by a regimen every day of my life just to stay going, to see my kids grow up, and a lot of times I'm scared because I feel like one day I might not wake up, but I know that if I do what I'm supposed to do, if I eat right, exercise, and take my medication, then I will be fine. And that's something that I have to work on. I have to work on eating right and exercising, because just taking my medication and eating, it's not helping. It's just, with me eating, it stores more fat in areas that I do not want. And that's another thing with insulin. Since I'm a type 1, with insulin, my pancreas no longer creates the insulin that I need that my body needs to, store the sugar for energy. So I have to take insulin myself. And it gets hard. It does. It gets extremely hard. And I pray that every day that I wake up, I gain the strength and the courage to do right and exercise and eat right like I'm supposed to. That way, I can live a longer, healthier life and be able to, keep enjoying my kids the way I have been. And I just pray that anyone that's watching, or any and everyone that's watching this video, gets some sort of information regarding diabetes and the risks and the outcome and the complications, that you'll be encouraged to do better, eat better, exercise better, and everything. Because if you do not, you will lose your limbs. You will lose your eyesight. You will develop heart disease, like I said before. And the major outcome, death. And I just pray that it doesn't get to that point. My name is Abrianna Fountain, and I hope that you enjoyed this informative, rough draft of my speech on living with diabetes as an adult. Thank you.